Good morning, students. After a break, we are back with another session with UNIX. So, as we have seen 6 sessions till now, and during those 6 sessions, we have covered a lot of items like UNIX architecture, file system, some basic commands, and we have also done one assignment. Most of the people you have submitted, and today we'll go further into our Unix operating system syllabus. Okay, so welcome back again. So today what we are going to do is we are going to discuss filters, a very useful and interesting topic in Unix is filters. So before knowing what is a filter and everything which we are going to discuss in the coming slides, we will start with the grep family. So grep stands for Global Regular Expression Print. Remember students, this is a tool in Unix which is a powerful tool which is used to find patterns in the given file. So to understand this, let us recollect the function in C which is str. Hope you all remember that str function. That str function which is used in strings is used to find the occurrence of one string, that is called a substring, in the main string. That is, if we are going to search for MVR in a file which contains MVR Engineering College, so we want to find out whether that MVR string is available in the given file. That we will do with the str function. So grep is similar to that. This grep stands for, as I told earlier, Global Regular Expression Print. It is a search tool. So grep, you can simply call it as a command which is used in Linux and all flavors of Unix. Is a powerful tool that searches for a matching a regular expression against a text file. So what is a regular expression, how they can be used, we will just discuss in the coming slides. But the time being, you just remember that the grep command or the grep tool is used to find some pattern or some string in the given file. So what it does, it searches for the pattern of the text that you specify on the command line and prints output for you. So what it does, whatever the pattern or whatever the string you give with that command, it will search for that string in the given file and it will print the output. We will discuss what it prints and everything in the next slide. So in this grep we have three types of greps available. One is the normal grep which we are discussing now, that is Global Regular Expression Print. With this, another two editions are also available. Those are grep, that is called extended grep, that is extended global regular expression print. And with that, another one is there that is called fgrep, which is known as fast grep. So there are three variants available in grep. One is normal grep, other one is grep, that is called extended grep, and the third one is fgrep, that is called fast grep. So what does the grep, how the grep works and what is the syntax, let us see. So the grep filter searches a file for a particular pattern of characters and displays all the lines that contains the pattern. So what the grep does is, whatever the string you are going to search in the given file, say for example if the file contains say 5 lines, and among those 5 lines, whatever the thing you are going to search is available, say for example in line number 1 and line number 5, then what the grep will do, the grep will display the first line and fifth line. That is the important thing you need to remember. So what is the grep do? The grep will searches for the pattern or the string which is given with the command of the grep in the given file and displays all the lines in that file which contains the pattern which we are going to search. That is the important thing you need to remember. So the pattern that is searched in the file is referred as the regular expression. So whatever the thing you are going to search is nothing but the regular expression. For example, as I said in the earlier example, if you are searching for MVR in a file which contains the MVR is engineering college. Say for example, a file contains a sentence MVR is a engineering college. We are searching for MVR in that file. So that file contains MVR. Yes, the file contains MVR. So if you use MVR with grep and you are going to search in that file, definitely the line will be printed in the output. So here that MVR which we are going to search is called the regular expression. So we can use so many types of regular expressions which we will discuss little bit later. Okay, the syntax. Let us understand how the syntax of the grep looks. So grep followed by space, then options available with grep, then followed by the pattern, that is nothing but the string which we are going to search, then followed by the file names. That means in which file you are going to search the pattern, you need to specify there. So the syntax is grep followed by the options if any you want to give, and then space, then pattern is nothing but the string which you are going to search, then followed by the file name in which you are going to search. That is the syntax of the grep. So before going to discuss any examples of the grep, let us discuss about the options available with the grep command. So there are several options available. Let us discuss one by one. The first one is -i. So if you use this -i option with the grep command, it ignores case sensitivity. As we have discussed several times that Unix is a case sensitive language. Whatever the pattern you are going to give, it will only search for the pattern. That is, if you give in small letters, then it will search for only the small letters lines. If you give a capital letter, then it will search for the only capital letter lines. So that is the thing, it will happen with normal grep. But when you use this -i option with grep, it ignores the case sensitivity. So whatever the pattern you will give, whatever the case it may be, it will search for only, it will look only for the words. It may be uppercase or it may be lowercase. That we need to understand. And the second option with grep is -n option. So what is this -n? So this -n displays the matched lines and their line numbers. So normally the grep will only prints the output, that means prints only the lines in the output. It will not print the numbers of the lines. So as I said, if there are 5 lines and first line and fifth lines are matching, it will displace the first line and fifth line, but it will not displace the number of the lines. That means 1 then first line, then 5 then first line. It will not happen like that. But when you need like that, you need to use the -n option. So whenever you use -n option with the grep command, it will print the lines which matches the given pattern along with their numbers. Line numbers will also be displayed on the screen. That is the thing you need to understand. Then -v. As I said in the previous discussions also, -v stands for verbose. Verbose means which does not matches. So grep will matches the given pattern. Whenever you use -v option with the grep, it means it is reverse, inverse, verbose. So it will print all the lines which does not matches with the given pattern. So if you want to print all the lines which doesn't have the given pattern, you need to use this -v option. Okay, this is called a verbose option. Then let us see the examples. And also there are several other options like -c option is also there with this grep command. So -c option, whenever you use -c option with grep command, it only displays the number of lines. It will not displays the lines. Suppose if you given any pattern and if the pattern matches with any number of lines in the given file, only how many number of lines matched with the pattern will be displayed. Say for example, this is number 1 line and number 5 lines are matched, so it will display 2. So that means only 2 lines are matched with the given pattern. That it will displays when you use -c option. Similarly, minus S option is also there. I also a little bit confused with this minus S option because it is known as silent option. Silent option means whenever you give grep minus S and whatever you give after that, it will not display anything. So grep will be in silent mode. Okay, so this is the next option. You should be aware of that. These are the another two options available with grep command. Let us see an example here. So here what I have done is I have created one file, say for example CSE file, with the use of cat command. As we all aware of that, cat greater than CSE will create a file. So in that file I have stored some content like Unix is great OS, Unix is open source, Unix is free OS, learn operating system, that is in the second line. Then Unix, Linux, which one you choose. Then the fourth line, Unix is easy to learn, Unix is a multi-user operating system, learn Unix, Unix is powerful. Something I have given, and I have created a file, say for example CSE I have created with the contents which are shown in the slide. Okay, let us check the first option with the grep. So here let us see this point. So grep minus I, as I have told earlier, minus I option will not look for the cases, I mean uppercase, lowercase, whatever it may be. It will only search for the letters UNIX in the given file, that is CSE. So what we are going to do is we are going to search for Unix pattern, that is pattern is nothing but Unix here, UNIX letters, 4 letters, group of these 4 letters is now here the pattern, and the file name is CSE. So now what will be the output? If you observe the content here, so we are ignoring the case. Therefore first line Unix is there, the word Unix is there, yes, in 2 places Unix is available. Second line, no, there is no Unix word available. Third line, yes, Unix is there. Fourth line, yes, Unix is there. So what the output will be? The output will be the first line because it is containing Unix, and the third line again it is containing Unix, and the fourth line which is again containing Unix. So only the second line will not be displayed because the second line doesn't have any pattern which is matches with the given Unix. So Unix word is not there in the second line, that's why it will not be displayed on the output. So this is the first example. Hope you are getting. You need to understand grep very well, because while we are using while you write shell scripts, there is a chance that you will use grep command regularly. Then let us see the second example, that is the same CSE file I am using here again, and I am using the minus n option. So now see here, grep minus n Unix CSE. Here let us clearly understand that here I am giving Unix in lowercase letters, because here I am not using minus I. It will now checks the case also. Without this it will not work. So grep minus n is nothing but it will displays the line numbers also. But first of all let us match the Unix in the CSE file. So Unix, so now here Unix is given in small letters. So let us check in the example here. See, the first line contains Unix in small letter, okay. The third line, let us see the third line, because the second line doesn't have Unix, so ignore that. The third line here Unix is there, but here the first letter of Unix is capital letter, that is capital U. So this is capital U. Because I am not using minus a option in this second case, it will not displays the third line. Remember that, because here I have given all small letters, so it will only matches the lines which contains only small letters. In E capital letter in the given pattern, it will not matches. So that's why, see in the fourth line, if you see in the fourth line, so if you see the fourth line here also I have given small u nix, then capital Unix, and again here at this place Unix is in all small letters. So again this fourth line matches the given pattern. That's why the fourth line will also be displayed. So as we are using -n option here, it will also display in the line numbers. That is the first line matching and the fourth line is also matching. That is the thing you need to understand. Got it? And again, the third example, let us also observe. Here I am using verbose option, that is -v option. Again I am using the same example. So here also I am giving only small letters, UNIX. Here also we are not ignoring the case, we are considering the cases here. Case sensitivity also we are considering here. So as I said, -v means it will not display all the lines which are matched. It will display only the lines which doesn't match as the given pattern. So see, the as we have seen in the example, the second line doesn't have UNIX, so therefore the second line will be displayed. It is displayed. And UNIX, Linux, which one you use? That is nothing but the third line. See, because here in this third line UNIX is there, but as I told earlier, here the U is capital letter because it is not matching the given pattern. Here I am using only small letters. That's why the third line is also displayed, because we are using -v option. -v is nothing but verbose, inverse. So here what happens, the graph will not display the lines which are matched. It will only display the lines which doesn't matches the given pattern. Got it? So UNIX, because the second line is displayed because it doesn't have UNIX, and the third line is displayed because it is having UNIX but it is not matched with respect to the cases, because we have given smaller u, here we are having capital U. That's why it's displayed. And as I said, the other two options, -c and -s. -c is only used to count the number of lines which are matching, and -s, as I said, it is a silent mode option. So in this way the graph will works. Hope you have understood what is a graph, how we can use graph with all options, that is -i, that is case sensitivity, then -n for displaying lines with numbers, and then verbose option, that is V, something which doesn't matches the given things. So in this way you can use grep command. Okay. At any given moment of time, if you have any clarifications, you just type in comment box so that I can get back to you, or else you can also WhatsApp me to the number 8464887777 at any moment, so that we can discuss any clarifications if you have. So we have grep. As I said, because grep family we are discussing, there are 3 types of greps available. What we have discussed till now is a normal grep, that is global regular expression print. Normal global regular expression print. This is the second type of grep, that is called fast grep. F grep is nothing but a fast grep. So what is this fast grep and what is the difference between F grep and normal grep? Let us see. So this F grep, what it can do is, you can use it to search for several targets at once. Till now what we have done, we have used only one pattern to search, that is we have searched in the previous example only UNIX we have tried to search. So using this F grep, what you can do is, you can search for different patterns at same time. So you can search for UNIX, you can say search for Linux again. In the same command you can give number of patterns at the same time. That you can do with F grep. But the problem is with this F grep is, it doesn't allow to use regular expressions. Now see, regular expressions are nothing but the expressions are the combination of several meta characters. As we have discussed in the previous sessions, meta characters like star, hyphen, there are several meta characters are available, square brackets. Okay, so with the help of those meta characters and some expressions, we can also use to set some patterns. So those type of regular expressions it will not support. This fgrep will not support the regular expressions. Only several patterns only we can match. Okay, so at a time we can search for more than one item we can search for. Okay, so that you can do with fgrep. So fgrep has one advantage and one disadvantage. Advantage is fgrep can be used to search several patterns at the same time, but it is cannot use regular expressions to search. That is the disadvantage. And the same syntax is similar to the grep. So fgrep followed by options. The same options you can use as grep, whatever the options available with grep, all will works with fgrep also. Then followed by pattern and then followed by files. Only patterns can be used here. And then the egrep. This is the most powerful tool. Egrep is nothing but extended grep. So here what you can do is you can use regular expressions, you can use several patterns. So whatever the grep will do, whatever the fgrep will do, both the things will be done by egrep. Simple, you need to understand. Grep, there is some method to use grep, there is some method to use fgreps. Both the facilities in the grep and fgrep can be used with egrep itself. So egrep is the most powerful tool, that is the extended grep, which can use regular expressions and also several targets, several searches at once. And the syntax for the egrep is similar to the grep and fgrep. Same egrep options, patterns and files, same syntax will follow for each grep. So we can use this egrep also. So hope this is the whole thing about the grep family. And grep is very important tool in exams also. Remember that, because in exams definitely there will be a question on grep. There may be a question like explain about grep with examples, or tell me the differentiate between grep, fgrep and egrep. These are all the things you need to remember and understand. Okay, then we will move further to the filters. So grep is also a filter, remember that, but these are the important filters we need to discuss. The filters are head, tail, sort, cut, paste, tr and t. These are all called filter commands in Unix, including grep. Because grep is very important, we have discussed it separately, but these are also these are all called filter commands in Unix. Okay, right, we will discuss one by one. Let us see what is a filter. Filter is nothing but, first of all, let us understand what are the commands we discussed till now have taken the input from the keyboard and given us the output on the terminal, that is nothing but the monitor, isn't it? So whatever the commands we have used, we have given through the keyboard. So the input is given through the keyboard and the output is taken from the monitor, that is the terminal. Okay, and those are called standard input, that is nothing but keyboard is the standard input and terminal or the monitor is the standard output. So these filters can change them. So what we can do with the filters is we can change the standard inputs and standard outputs. That means we can take the input other than keyboard, and also we can display the output other than monitor. So you will be surprised how we can display the output other than monitor. Similarly, how we can take input other than the keyboard. We will see one by one. Let us see few commands today, few filter commands. Later we will continue with the remaining filters. Right, today we will discuss about the head filter command. So what is this head filter command? How it can be used? So this is the command used to display the top of the file. So top of the file, why we need to display the top of the file? And let us understand first. Suppose, say for example, if a file contains say some 1 lakh lines in that file, and I want to check what are the contents of the file. So by using some normal cat command, what it happens is it will display all the contents of the file and it will scroll down to the bottom and it will only shows the bottom lines. So what if I want to search, or I want to see the top few lines of the file, only top few lines I want to see. So there comes the head command. So by default, what does the head command do is, head command by default it displays the top 10 lines of any file. So if a file contains 1 lakh lines, it only displays the top 10 lines. If a file contains 5 lines, it will display only the first 5 lines, because the file doesn't have any more than 5 lines. It will works like that. So it is useful to verify the contents of a file. As I said earlier, whatever the contents I want to check whether the file having which type of content I want to check, I can use this head command. So the syntax is simple: head count options file name. So let us see with an example. So for example, f1 is a file which is having first 10 natural numbers, first 100 natural numbers. So for example, I have created a file f1 with 100 natural numbers, each number in separate line. So something like this I have stored 1 to 100 numbers I have stored in a file f1. Now what I want to do is, I want to display only the first 10 numbers. So what we can do is, we can use like this, head f1. You can use like this, head f1. So what it does is, because the head followed by the file name is f1, so whatever the file 1 contains, how many, irrespective of the number of lines it contains, only the top 10 fields will be displayed. So because I have stored 1 to 100 numbers like this, what will be the top 10? 1 to 10 will be displayed on the screen. Got it? Else, suppose if you want to display the top 20 lines, now what we can do? So by default, head followed by file name f1 will display the top 10 lines. But now what is the thing is, I want to display top 20 lines. Now what you can do is, you can use the number, that is -20 f1. So now what happens, this head filter will display the top 20 numbers of the file f1. That is, it will also followed with, after 10 it will display 11, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, up to 20 it will display. Similarly, you can also use head -5 f1. Now what happens? Now it only displays the top 5 numbers, only up to 5 it will display. It will not display up to 10. So like this, whatever the number you will give with the head command will display the number of lines. So if you won't specify anything after head, by default it displays -10, that is first 10 lines of the file. Got it? It is very simple. And the next one is tail command. It is very similar to tail. I think by this time you will understand what is a tail. As I said, head displays the top 10 lines, whereas tail displays the last 10 lines. Got it? Same syntax is tail file name. So as I said in the example, if f1 contains first 100 natural numbers, that is 1 to 100. So if you use tail followed by file name f1, the last 10 lines will be displayed. So what will be the last 10 lines in the first 100 natural numbers? 91 to 100, it will be displayed. And similarly, as I said, if you want to display more than that, so this tail -20 f1 you can use. Now what happens? The last 20 lines will be displayed, that is from 81 to 100 will be displayed. Similarly, you can also use tail -5 f1. Now what happens? Only the last 5 lines will be displayed of the file. Okay, so any file containing any number of lines, if you want to specify, only want to display some specific lines, you can use that. But using these two commands you cannot display specific lines. That means you cannot if you want to display line number 5, line number 6, line number 7, line number 11, line number 30, line number 40, that you cannot do with the head or tail command. Any continuous lines only you can be able to display. And also you cannot display the lines in between. That means only top 20, top 5, top 6, top 30 you can display. But if you want to display line number 10 to line number 50, it cannot be done. That you need to understand. So hope you are understood what is tail, what is head, what is grep. Okay, so that is the thing in today's class. Hope you have got everything. If you don't get the point, don't hesitate to ping me or repeat the video once again so that you will have a better understanding. And as I said, continue practicing all these commands. You will be able to understand in a better way. Okay, hope all have got the class, and we will continue with the remaining filter commands in the next session. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great day.